Hello, this is Susan Kelmer. Today in this video I'd like to talk about being able to crop out information that is not required in a document. So for example, at the top of this book, there's a copyright message at the very top of every single page. It shows up on every single page, reminding us not to share files, blah, blah, blah. This is all information we already know as an alternate media provider. A student using text-to-speech or even a screen reader to get through this particular file will hear this repeated at the top of every single page. This is not a watermark. It's actually in the text of the document. So you can't just delete it. Adobe doesn't work that way. So what I want to do is crop it out so that when the student is using text-to-speech, it won't read it out loud. Now you do have to use the full version of Adobe Acrobat. In this case, I'm using Acrobat Pro DC. You could be using the standalone copy, which I think is up to version 2019 or so as I'm recording this. So you can't do this in Acrobat. You're going to need the tools that are here on the right-hand side, and I expanded those tools using the little arrow. Because what we want to do is to be able to edit this PDF to crop out this information. So I'm going to turn on those tools, and it gives me a toolbar here at the top, which gives me several things to do. If there were a watermark, I could remove it here, as long as it was not locked. So sometimes watermarks are locked into a document with a password and you can't remove them. But what I'm actually going to use is the cropping tool. And I want to take a look at this document. So I'm going to go through a few pages here. I want to see how this message, this copyright message at the top, impacts some pages, and is there a place where it seems to come awfully close to text, like here. So we can see this is going to be a fun job here to crop this, but we're going to do that. And I'm going to shrink down using my control key and my scroll on my mouse so that I can see an entire page in one view. I need to be able to see the top and the bottom of that page so I know where to put the cropping. So up here at the top is the cropping tool, and that turns your cursor into a little crosshair. And I'm going to want to select from just underneath the copyright notice all the way to the bottom of the page. And I also want to grab to the edge of the pages. And this is sometimes a close call, you know, just a hairline away from actually including some of this. So I need to be careful with that. Once you've chosen your crop area, you can adjust it with those corners because it is just a selection box. So you can adjust those if you went too far or didn't go far enough. So once I've got this selected, I'm going to go ahead and double click in any open area in my selection. And I'm going to get this dialog box. And I'm going to ignore everything that's on this left-hand side. Don't care. I could, you know, go in here and mess with all these things. I don't need to. What I'm looking for is the stuff at the bottom. And right now, if I were to say OK, it would only crop this particular page that we're on. And that's not what we want. This copyright notice appears on every single page. So I need to delete it from the entire document. So I am going to select all. Now, in some cases, your information that shouldn't be there, maybe at the top and bottom, is different on each page, odd and even. You can actually just apply to all the odd pages or just all the even pages, which kind of helps your process a little bit if they're different from page to page. But we're going to select all here because there are 470 pages in this document, and I definitely don't want to crop every single page individually. So I'm going to click OK. It's just going to take it a few seconds to get through this. It's going through all 470 pages to crop. So it's doing from the very first page, which is just a title page, all the way to the end of the index. Now we can see that that copyright information is gone. And that's exactly what we wanted. And this is a very tight fit. So I came about as close as I could get. Otherwise, this may have been cut off as well. But we've got it off of every single page. So now I can go ahead and save this document if I want to. If I do this, I usually do a save as. This way, I'm not losing the integrity of the original document because, as I've said in other videos, you always want to keep that original the way it was. in case something has happened and you need to fix something later that got broken. You'll have that original document to work with. So that covers cropping and how to crop out unnecessary information in a file. Thanks for watching.